Midwest Championship Fighting, I mentioned that Street Fighter. We like to say it as much as we can. If you are interested in getting involved in mixed martial arts, man, Russ Jones has that Street Fighter development program. You see the QR code pop up there. You can scan that as well and get in the cage, and Russ will help you get into a gym and train. And we've seen guys recently fighting in big promotions that started as street fighters in the Street Fighter development program with MCF. Here's our peak tale of the tape. 29-year-old Gabe Trinidad, 31-year-old Jerrad Weaver, 5'9" and 6 foot, a 1-inch height advantage for Weaver in this one. Both weighing in 185 pounds. 1-1 is Gabe Trinidad. No wins, no losses for the Fort Collins fighter, Jerrad Weaver. Here's MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the MCF middleweight division, brought to you tonight by Fat Dogs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the Lavander's blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5'9", weighed in 183.4 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 1 win, 1 defeat. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Gabe Trinidad. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the white tail red corner. Is a boxer standing 6 foot tall, weighed in 182.3 pounds. Tonight he's making his amateur debut. Representing Trials MMA, fighting out of Fort Collins, Colorado, Jerrad Hammerhead Weaver. Your referee in charge of the action, Joe Doherty.
All right, there you go. Fighter introductions out of the way. The man, Joe Doherty, in charge of this one. And we are ready to go. The fighters are ready to go. And the fight fans in North Platte, Nebraska at the DNN Event Center are ready to go as well. Right away, trading punches.
Yeah, you're always going to get that.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice kick. But Trinidad, he had a vicious TKO stoppage in the last MCF. So
right.
The guy's going to bring it. But Weaver coming out of trials is going to be a strong wrestler, going to have a strong wrestling background, going to be really, good on the ground, which, he's controlling that position right now.
Right, I was going to say that's exactly where he took it after a couple nice strikes landed by Trinidad. Trinidad in the blue trunks, Jerrad Weaver in the black and red. In the full guard of Trinidad. Landing some nice strikes there, a couple right hands getting through.
Trinidad staying busy, looking, to set up a triangle or an arm bar, so he's not just laying there. Definitely an active guard. Weaver wants to posture up and start dropping some bombs, and especially get him in the cage like this where you can really start hammering away. But you got to be careful because Trinidad's crafty.
Right, he is, and as you mentioned, Trinidad staying busy from that bottom position, not letting Jerrad Weaver get comfortable in there at any angle, and back into the, I believe, half guard.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do is just lay there and, be inactive and just let somebody pound on you or just work or try to pass and not be busy. So Trinidad's doing a really good job.
Weaver back into the full guard now of Gabe Trinidad, and a few shots getting through, but Trinidad doing a pretty good job of not letting Weaver posture up and get any big shots in.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, but like I said, not only staying busy, but he's keeping his head movement. He's bringing his arms up the block when he feels those strikes coming. When you're constantly moving and working for stuff, you're giving that guy on top a lot to worry about. He can't just posture up and drop bombs without worrying about what you're trying to set up on him.
Making him think about it. Under 1 minute, 10 seconds to go here. Round number 1 of this amateur bout. Gabe Trinidad in the blue trunks. Jerrad Weaver in the black and red. Back in the, out of the guard now. And back into full guard goes Weaver.
Landed a nice right there, posturing up, but they're going to come right in front of us. We'll be able to see perfectly.
Weaver spent a lot of this round in the full guard. Nice. A nice one getting through there. Landing on the chin. Goes for a leg lock.
He's going for a leg lock.
Trinidad out.
He was wise to bail out on that because he didn't have it.
Weaver now stands up, tries to deliver a punch. It misses. Back into the full guard of Trinidad.
Got to be careful when you load up for those big bombs. Sometimes, especially when you get sweaty on canvas like this vinyl canvas. He's looking to set
up. Looking for a triangle.
Yeah, he's looking to set it up.
19 seconds to go. Round number 1 might be too late for a submission.
Well, Weaver's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. Right way to defend it.
Postures up, not letting him get away with anything. Under 10 seconds to go now. This round's going to come to an end with most of it being spent with Jerrad Weaver in the full guard of Gabe Trinidad.
I mean, that was a pretty good round for both guys. You know, one was trying to dominate the ground game. The other one was defending the whole time, but it wasn't just laying there being inactive. Like I said throughout, he was active, looking for submissions, striking back, and not just laying there being a punching bag.
Yeah, Trinidad was staying busy, making Jerrad Weaver earn everything that he did get in those exchanges from the full guard. But yeah, I mean, as good as you can do, I think, for Trinidad from the bottom, not really sustaining too much damage, considering he was in that full guard for 3 minutes.
I mean, shoot, look at him right there. He's fresh, bouncing around, ready to go. Like I said, you want to be careful in the sport too about judging bodies. You know, thinking that somebody heavily muscled is going to automatically be better than somebody that might be carrying a little extra weight.
Yeah, that muscle can consume energy.
Well, guys cutting down, different body types, different genetics. I mean, the body doesn't matter.
All right, here we go. Round number 2. We're ready. Jerrad Weaver, the Trials MMA and Fitness fighter in the black and red. His opponent from Skywalker 101 in Omaha in the blue, Gabe Trinidad.
Nice leg kick.
Nice knee, too.
He's definitely good at throwing the combos. You could tell he's really good boxing experience.
Weaver, you mentioned his wrestling skills coming out of Trials. Another takedown and back into the full guard of Trinidad. This is where we saw most of round 1 spent right here, with minimal damage being done from Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, Weaver probably needs to commit more to something, whether it's the pass, whether it's the strike, because Gabe's not going to just lay there and let you do whatever you want to do. Clearly from the first round we saw that. So you're going to have to commit to something. If it's going to be the striking, you're going to have to commit to throwing bombs and try to hurt him to get to that transition, to move the position.
That being said, Trinidad not able to get out of this position in round 1, and Joe Doherty satisfied with the work of Weaver from the top.
Armbar set.
There it is. Watch out. That's close.
That's tight.
Could be trouble.
Tight. This is where Jerrad has to relax and be smart, because if Gabe clears out and he can arch back, he's in trouble.
You don't want to give him any leeway on getting that arm straightened out, but boy, it looks bad for Weaver.
Well,
he's out. He's out.
He did a good job, but you got to be careful. He could have transitioned to a triangle, but he didn't. He defended that well. He got smart. He didn't panic. Stayed tight.
Weaver escapes that submission attempt. Now back into the half mount on Trinidad.
Yeah, Trinidad's
back into full guard.
Said, really smart. He can just sit there and lay there and let you do what you want to do. He did a good job getting his guard back. 1
minute, 15 seconds to go. Round number 2 in this amateur bout. Jerrad Weaver in the black and red trunks. Gabe Trinidad in the blue.
You're going to see Trinidad, nice choppy elbows. Those are nice. He's got a really active guard, but he's going to be looking for that triangle. He walked the legs up a little bit, up his back, and prepare for that. But, I mean, it's there. But the longer you go in these fights, the sweatier you get, the tougher those submissions are to lock up and finish off.
And again, not a lot of damage being done to Trinidad by Weaver, but on the judges' scorecard, you can't give it to anyone but Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, the judges' experience and what they see, because if a guy's on the bottom and he's submission attempts, he's constantly working, he's striking, that is just as much as the guy sitting on the top.
Right.
Sometimes more in my book when I judge.
We'll see. Hopefully, both of these fighters not wanting it to come to that as we approach under 15 seconds to go round 2.
Gabe's trying to work on a key lock. He's trying to work that arm on an Americana.
Again, probably going to run out of time.
But he's definitely had super busy guard. I mean, you lose points getting taken down that much, but when you're that busy on top, it kind of negates it a little bit.
Round 2 comes to an end, and it looked a lot like round 1 did. A lot of the time spent with Jerrad Weaver in the full guard of Gabe Trinidad. You see Coach Danny Molina, I don't think happy with his fighters settling for being in that bottom position.
No, but I mean, he had really, like I said, he had a super busy guard. He was doing a good job. Right. I just think Danny wants to see more, commit to it, because he's got it. Commit to it. You got it, but let's commit to it. Finish him quicker in the round,
Obviously, maybe thinking unable to get out of the bottom position. Here's the replay. Walk us through it.
Yeah, he had that armbar was tight, but Jerrad did the right thing. He didn't panic. He stayed tight, kind of pulled him in, It looked like Trinidad might transition to a triangle, but then Weaver definitely stayed tight, defended it the correct way.
All right, both fighters are ready to go. The cage door closes, and we are ready for round number 3, the final round in this amateur bout. Jerrad Weaver in the black and red trunks, his opponent Gabe Trinidad in the blue, and they meet in the middle again. An uppercut thrown and landed by Trinidad.
Trinidad needs to circle more. Don't allow Weaver to come in for that shot. That leg is hurt. He's peppering that leg. He's looking for that uppercut, and boom, right on cue.
Right, obviously coming in for those takedowns is what we've seen. I think Danny Molina may be telling Trinidad, let's break that leg down, so he thinks about coming in for the takedown. Nice punches.
I just would push off and not, keep peppering him like that, but don't give him that chance to take you down and then lay on you and then steal around.
A knee sneaking through the middle there as well from Gabe Trinidad, and back into the bottom position goes Trinidad.
That's where
into the half guard.
He's got to get busy because there's a chance he's losing on all the cards because he was taken down every round. So you got to have some sense of urgency here.
All right, if you watch mixed martial arts.
Now he's going to try to set up that Americana early in the round.
Judges give a lot of weight to those takedowns, and as you said, Weaver's had one in all 3 rounds and then maintained the position.
Yep. That's why, Gabe needs to go early. You got to start working on that stuff early because I think Weaver's pretty tired.
1:50 to go in round number 3, final round of this amateur bout, and this is what we've seen pretty much in the first 2 rounds. A takedown from Weaver, and then just kind of hanging out, doing as much damage as he can. But Trinidad not just laying on the bottom, doing damage and staying busy.
Nope, super busy guard, and that's like the worst thing for a guy that just wants to stand there and punch, because that guy, you're constantly fighting whatever he's trying to set up. You're constantly fighting him striking back. I mean, you're not just on top of the guy.
Attempt at
he's rolling for a knee bar. He rolled for a knee bar, which you could use nice for a sweep, but now he's going to transition to heel hook the other side. And that's tight. That's tight. Might be tough to get this sweaty, but that is tight. Oh, he's going to tap.
That's it. 1 minute to go, and that will do it. Round 3 was ticking down. The submission attempts coming earlier, though, than we saw in the first 2 rounds. And that's all it took. A great submission victory for Gabe Trinidad.
Yeah,
Kelly White.
Just textbook leg lock there. He took the knee bar, rolled for the knee bar, and then when it wasn't there, he took the heel hook on the other side as Weaver defended the heel hook. Boom. He made the mistake of bringing that other foot up too close.
Right.
And then boom, heel hook, starting to lock it in. And you have to really get it locked in good when you're sweaty like this. And he did, belly to the mat so he couldn't get out of it, pin it tight, and then come back, crank, and that'll blow the knee out if you're not careful.
It was pretty clear the game plan changed in round 3 for Gabe Trinidad. The goal, obviously, to prevent the takedown, stay busier. We saw leg kicks. We saw him keeping it close with the punches. Getting the takedown was Weaver, but I think he'd been softened up by a lot of those punches.
Danny Molina said he's not going to live past 40. His guy's going to give him a hard
This guy gave Trinidad pushing. Here's Mike Kendall with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Joe Doherty called to stop this fight. 1 minute, 57 seconds into the 3rd and final round, declaring your winner by tap out due to heel hook, Gabe Trinidad.
There you have it, round number 3, 1 minute remaining, 2 minutes in round number 3. The heel hook victory for Gabe Trinidad. He'll improve to 2-1 as an amateur mixed martial artist. And boy, a beautiful submission to bring things to an end, Kelly.
Right. Oh, it was a beautiful submission. Like I said, he went for that. He rolled for that knee bar that got him out of that position. And then Weaver made the mistake of bringing that foot up. And he locked in the heel hook, and he didn't quite have it. So belly down, adjust your grip, and then hook that heel and then come back, and then it's tight. And like I said, you tap.
Right.
That you tap on those.
Yeah, and obviously the effects felt by Weaver was favoring that ankle.
Well, the thing about those heel hooks is it tears everything in your knee, and you may not notice it right then, but the next day, I guarantee you, if you let that go too long, you're going to know when you try to walk.
Definitely. I think he knows already when he's trying to walk, man. That was a deep, deep heel hook by Gabe Trinidad. Beautiful. All right.